Alright, welcome back to TKO Takes. It's now time to break down the first round of the 2026 NBA Draft. And it was actually there was nothing chalky about this. There was a lot of big swings some of these teams took. Most of them I disagreed with, so this will definitely be fun to see how well it ages or how stupid I look for through screen with most of these. But yeah, obviously the first 5 picks is what everyone expected. I'm seeing a lot of hate online for the Keaton Wagler pick, the Clippers. Clearly, people have never seen this guy play ball or know what the Clippers need. Keaton Wagler is a combo guard. He can play 1 or 2. He's a big guard, 6'5", and he's a really good shooter. He's got the LaMelo Ball type, release. He's a great pick and roll manager, good passer, good rebounding guard as well. So Keaton Wagler can really play next to Darius Garland and Kawhi Leonard. So I think Clippers still want to win now. That's why I didn't take a guy like Acuff, because they still think they can win now. So they decided to go with Keaton Wagler because he can actually play alongside Garland, who is at least a 20-point scorer in the NBA. Is still a great player. So if you didn't know who Keaton Wagler was, then that's who he is. Great pick for the Clippers. Definitely worth trading Zubac away. I truly believe that. But let's now get into the thing that annoyed me the most, and that was the Brooklyn Nets taking Mikal Brown Jr. over Darius Acuff, who Acuff, I believe, he's arguably the most talented player. It's with Peterson, the most talented guard in this draft for sure. The clear second best guard in this draft class, and they took Mikal Brown Jr. over him. And I just don't get it, because there's no direction in Brooklyn, so you have to take the best guy available, and it was Acuff. But they went with Mikal Brown Jr., who is a kind of a big guard. He's like 6'5" for a point guard. Good passer, good shooter, good ball handling, okay defender. But Darius Acuff is literally the second coming of Allen Iverson. I'm not even being hyperbolic. He is the second coming of Allen Iverson. He will go down as this is gonna be like a Trae Young, Luka Doncic situation where both guys are great players, but there is a clear better guy, and I think Trae Young's gonna be, or I think Mikal Brown's gonna be the Trae Young in this situation. Not a bad pick, but you could have went with a guy that was clearly the better player. I think Mikal Brown Jr. is a guy that could get you to a conference finals. I think Darius Acuff is a guy that can get you to a championship, to the finals like Luka was able to with Dallas, So, yeah, we'll see how that ages, but I truly believe that Darius Acuff is like the next Allen Iverson. He plays just like him. He has a swagger, he has a confidence, but he's also not selfish. He's a willing passer, averaged 5 assists at Arkansas. So I love Darius Acuff, and I think he's going to be tremendous at Sacramento. I could not believe a Sacramento got him. I'm like, after years of just fail after fail at the draft, they got him. So shout out to Sacramento for doing the obvious pick. And Brooklyn are such a strange team. I don't know what their direction is. They should have just gone with the best player available, but we'll see how it ages. Maybe Mikal Brown Jr. ends up being better than Acuff, but we shall see. But that's just my opinion for now. And the next team I want to talk about is the Milwaukee Bucks, who had a great draft class. They got Braden Burries, who is a great combo guard. He can shoot. He can shoot off the catch. He can put it on the floor and do some things in the pick and roll. Decent defender too. He can run in transition. He's an all-around great shooting guard. But can also play a little bit of the one. So he's gonna be a great glue guy to an eventual playoff team if the Bucks can become that. And I feel like they might not keep Hero. They may just want to try to develop Burries immediately, because they're actually very similar players. I think Burries will end up being a better defender than Hero. Better glue guy overall. Hero's just a pure scorer, basically. But they're pretty similar players, at least offensively. And then they got Nate Ament, who is their Giannis replacement. Because, Giannis was a skinny guy that was tall, had all the skills in the world. And then you have Nate Ament, who is the exact same thing as when Giannis joined the league. Skinny guy, had all the skills in the world, and once he puts on the size, it's going to be tremendous. So I think that's pretty funny that they got Nate Ament, who slid all the way to 13. So congrats to the Bucks on a great draft. And then the next wild thing was Merez Johnson going number 9 to the Dallas Mavericks. I knew it was going to be Yaxel Lindeborg or maybe Merez. I really didn't think it would be Merez. I thought they would go Yaxel Lindeborg all the way, who I thought was the best player on Michigan. I think he's more versatile than Merez Johnson, but I think the reason that Dusty May and co went with Merez Johnson is because he's 3 years younger than Lindeborg, which I think is kind of dumb, but at least I kind of understand why, because they both bring pretty similar things. Merez Johnson is a great defensive power forward that he also showed he can shoot the three. Not a great 3-point shooter, but the little times he did actually attempt, he made a good percent of them. So he looks like he could become a two-way power forward, but it's just the defense, the toughness, that really is what sells Merez Johnson. And Yaxel Lindeborg is an all-around power forward that can also play the three. He had to play small forward this season because Michigan was huge, because they had Merez at the 4 and then Adai Mar at the 5. So they ran Lindeborg, 6'9" Lindeborg at the 3, and he showed that he was able to knock down consistently from 3-point line. He can guard positions 1 through 5, maybe 1 through 4, maybe 5, but definitely 1 through 4 he can guard. He can guard your point guard coming up the court, and he's a willing passer too, smart player. He's going to fit great in the Warriors system. Warriors got that was one of my best predictions, him going to the Warriors. I'm really glad that happened. But yeah, Merez Johnson went at number 9 ahead of Lindeborg, and I think when I first reacted to it, I was like, whoa, like what are they doing? But the more I think about it, he is 3 years younger than Lindeborg, so and they're pretty similar players. It's just Lindeborg's more developed offensively, but give Merez another 3 years and they may be on the same level at some point. So I'm definitely not mad at that pick, and it's cool to see Dusty May be the head coach of an NBA team. Like Dusty May, I've been a fan of this guy for such a long time. He was able to bring FAU to the Final Four. First season with a trash Michigan team, brought them to the Sweet 16. Next year later, he actually gets the recruit players he wants, wins a championship. We'll see if it translates to the NBA, but at least at the college level, he in a short amount of time, he's become one of the best coaches easily. So I'm really happy to see Dusty May get paid, and hopefully he has a great NBA career. And the next big swing was a Dalen Swain going at 15 to the Bulls. That was really high for him. I had him going at 26 to the Nuggets in my mock draft. So he went up over 10 spots, which is crazy. But Dalen Swain is a pretty good player. The Bulls definitely needed a 3. I thought they were going to take Kareem Lopez or Cameron Carr, and they go with the non-obvious pick in Dalen Swain. Dalen Swain is a pretty athletic guy. He's a great defender. He can also score a little bit. Not the most efficient guy, but I can see him becoming like a more athletic Jay Crowder. Just that glue, 3-man that every good team needs. So he'll definitely have a place in the NBA for sure. Just him at 15 was a little odd. Like Kareem Lopez, I feel like has more potential than him. Maybe I'm not really that high on Kareem Lopez. I thought 21 was actually a great spot for him at Memphis, but I didn't want Chicago to go with Kareem. I actually prefer Swain over Kareem, so I'm fine with that. But Cameron Carr could definitely play the 3, maybe a little undersized for 3, but I'm definitely not mad at that pick because all they have at the 3 is Isaac Okoro. So they probably could have gone with Alan Graves, who is a more of a power forward, but he can play the 3. I would have preferred Alan Graves over Dalen Swain. But I definitely see why they picked Swain. I'm definitely not mad at it now that I've had more time to think about it, just like the Merez Johnson pick. And then the next team I want to talk about is OKC, and I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm a bit of an OKC fan. But yeah, we selected Adai Mara. Look, man, the league had one job: don't let us draft Adai Mara, the next 1B stopper. And Warriors didn't deliver, Bucks didn't deliver, Hawks didn't deliver. We got Adai Mara, our 7'3" 1B stopper. So that was obviously the pick I wanted the most. I love Adai Mara. I love Michigan all year. Michigan was my favorite team to watch. So we got Adai Mara, and then we made an interesting choice. We went after Bennett Sturts, who is a point guard from Iowa, who was a phenomenal college player. Really smart playmaker. He's not really much a playmaker. He is a good passer, but he's really crafty in the pick and rolls. He's a really smart, great shot maker. Overall, really good point guard. But we don't need a point guard. We have Topic. We have obviously Shea. We have Jared McCain. It's like we don't need a point guard. We could have gone with Alan Graves. We could have gone with Alan. He was still on the board. He went to Toronto at 19. So we definitely could have used Alan Graves to be a solid wing for us, because we have enough ball handlers. We just need guys that can make shots, and just add extra depth to our already one of the best teams in the league. So I didn't like Sturts. go in there. Starts. I thought he was gonna go at 21 to the Pistons. Um, so yeah, that was an interesting move by my favorite team. And back to the Grizzlies. So they had the 16th pick, I believe it was, which was Sturts. They trade it to us, and they slide to 21 because there was Detroit was also involved in a trade where Ibuku Okori went to Detroit, which was a great move by them because they needed another scorer off the bench for Kate Cunningham. And Ibuku Okori is basically a baby Kyrie Irving, 3-level scorer, great scorer. Is what they needed. So ultimately, they got Kareem Lopez, like I mentioned earlier, which I think confirms that they're not going to trade Ja Morant. I think you should try it for one more season because I knew once they selected Starts, I'm like, really? Because like y'all already have Ja, y'all have Ty Jerome, Scottie Pippen Jr. I was like, even if you were going to trade Ja, like another guard's kind of redundant. I thought they should have went with Alan Graves. Dude, shout out to Toronto. They got Colin Murray Boyles and Alan Graves. I thought they should have went with a guard. I really thought they were going to go LeBaron Philon because in my mock draft I had Christian Anderson go to the Raptors. I thought that would have been a great fit, but he ended up in Charlotte, which I have Philon go to Charlotte. So either way, the Charlotte did what they needed to do because you can't trust LaMelo to play 82 games, so you have to have a great backup guard, and that's what they got. So yeah, Alan Gray's weird fit with Toronto. Like it makes sense, but I feel like Toronto needed a guy that can create because they have a bunch of guys that can knock down shots and are more playmakers. Brandon Ingram's a real true scorer, so I wish they went with like another guard, the backup Emmanuel Quickly. And the Lakers were actually ended up with Cameron Carr because New York traded their 24th pick for the 25th pick, so they go one step back and they get like a second round pick or something like that in the future. And the Lakers select Cameron Carr, where the Knicks draft Sergio Delaria, which is the most Knicks pick ever. I don't. They should have gone with Malik Thomas just because you need some extra guys that can take the load off of Jalen Brunson, guys that can create their own shot. So you should have gone with a guy like Malik Thomas who can definitely do that. And Malik Thomas didn't go in the first, unless I just got done watching it. The last pick was I don't remember who it was at Dallas. But yeah, Malik Thomas didn't go in the first round, which is so whoever starts off the second round, just go with him because that's a steal and a half. But yeah, the Knicks get a guy that's not going to play for them for a couple years because they got enough point guards, and that's what De La Rey is. Really raw 19-year-old guy from Europe, so he'll probably take a couple years to even step on the court. He'll probably be a G League merchant. So I feel like they should have gone with a center because we don't know what Mitchell Robinson's going to do. They could have gone with Terrace Reed. They could have gone with Henry Visar. There was a ton of bigs still left. Also, shout out to Atlanta for drafting Zubi Ejiofor. I had that in my mock draft, and I feel like no one predicted that. So shout out to them for drafting Zubi Ejiofor. I felt like a genius when they called this thing. I was like, really? Like, dude, imagine if Zubi ended up in New York. That would have been poetic. But he ended up in Atlanta where I predicted. So shout out to them. I love Zubi Ejiofor. And Atlanta had a great draft class. They got Kingston Flemings, who is going to add to their new defensive foundation. Same with Zubi Ejiofor, great defender. So I really like what Atlanta's doing right now. So I'm really excited to see what else they can do, which they don't even need to do much. They can rock with the team they got right now, and they're going to be pretty solid. So I'm really excited to watch Atlanta next year. But yeah, Cameron Carr to the Lakers is the absolute steal. A guy that can score off screens, catch and shoot, and create his own shot a little bit. It's really going to help take some load off of Luka and LeBron. So if LeBron plays for them next year, so Cameron Carr was an obvious great pick. I thought he could have gone to Chicago at 15. He definitely slid far. And then speaking of guys slipping far, LeBaron Philon went to Philadelphia. I don't like the pick. Obviously, Philon's a great player, but they already have Tyrese Maxey, so I thought Philadelphia should have gone with Cameron Carr. Does he not look like he would play on the 76ers and be just another great wing? Not wing, like shooting guard, small forward, point guard. More of a shooting guard is what Cameron Carr is, but Cameron Carr would have done great things for the Sixers because they need more guys that can stretch the floor and create their own shots. So I thought they should have went with Cameron Carr because Philon he's undersized to play the two, so he's gonna have less minutes because of Maxey. But yeah, Um, not the worst of picks. They still end up with LeBaron Fowler, who's a great scorer. And the last thing I want to talk about is the Spurs. I actually did predict them to take Jaden Quayton, so I felt happy about that. But then they also drafted Terrace Reed, which I found really odd because why? I thought you already just drafted your backup big man in Jaden Quayton's. Why do you need another one in Terrace Reed? They could have went with a wing to help them out. Guy that can space the floor for Wemby. They could have went with another guard to strengthen their backup guard situation because they have good guards, but they need more scoring guards. So they could have went with Malik Thomas, the guys like that. So that I don't know why the Spurs went with two bigs. I guess they're trying to soak up all the big men so that other teams can't get them, so that they don't have Wemby stoppers themselves. So that was pretty funny. But that's my overall thoughts on the draft. I thought it was a really exciting night. Besides all the ads, but there was a lot of like picks where I'm like, really? Overall, really solid draft. I got a few of them right. Obviously, everyone and their moms got the first 5 picks right, and then I got my little crafty Jaden Quayton's, my Zuby Ejiofor picks. But yeah, this was a hard one to predict. So yeah, I'll take it. And then let me know what you guys think about the draft. Who you think had the best round 1 draft? Any decisions that left you puzzled, and then who you think is going to be the steal of the second round. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys for watching, and God bless you all.